Alright, what is going on, guys? My name is Leon Master. Welcome back to another Overwatch League Season 3 tier list video, and we're on to the off tanks. Off tanks was supposed to be near the end of doing all this, but you guys voted it even more. That voting list is still up if you guys want to vote. Next, we have the supports, which is main support and flex support, and we're going to go on the off tanks. I already set everything up for the flex support one, but you guys already, like I said, you did the off tank one, you voted that one. And may I say, I'm happy you guys voted this one, because flex support is looking tough. I looked at the players, and I was like, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough to do. So, if you are new here, before we go into showing the players, I don't really watch as many games in the APAC region because obviously the games are super early in the morning. It's actually when I go to bed is when the games kind of start. I watched a couple. I've gone back and watched a couple, but I've not watched enough games. I feel like I can rank them. Just in case you guys realize that, it's basically going to be the NA region, Paris Eternal, Washington Justice. It's going to be that. Another reason why some of those players are not on here, I do better understanding players watching them live. Watching them on VOD is kind of different because when they're on VOD, you already know who's going to win, and you kind of don't really care as much. For me, at least, I don't really care as much when I watch that. So when they're live, I get a better understanding of the decision making, and just when they do things live, it's a lot better, and you can see their decision making on the spot right there. Them watching it on the VOD, but that's just me. I know on VOD they also do those decisions there, but like I said, you already know who's gonna win. There's not really care for it. I do better watching stuff live. That's just me, and I know a lot of people who skip the video have now heard me saying this. So hello to people who skip the video, and if you skip the video, I just recommend don't comment, and then when you finish the actual video, then you can comment. But I know people are already commenting right now, so let's move on. So here are all the players that we were going to be ranking. There's still a decent amount. I feel like we shouldn't be getting mad about all the players that are not in here. There's still a decent amount of players that is in this list, and this is also going to be pretty tough. Just like the flex support one, it's going to happen at some point. This is going to be a tough tier list. And let's be real, guys, a lot of these off tanks and flex sports this year have been very good, and that's why it's going to be hard to rank these players. To start it off, we do have Hawk from the Atlanta Reign, and I do gotta say, Atlanta Reign, I think the best part is actually Hawk when it comes to their tanks. Gator, I would say Hawk's better than Gator. Obviously, Hawk is the off tank, Gator's the main tank. And I think Hawk has been the better part of that duo, and he's also been a bright, star or something, I guess you could say, on the Atlanta Reign. I feel like Hawk's been one of the better players on Atlanta Reign this season. And when I'm looking at it, I'm looking at A or B, and I kind of want to put him A right now. He's been good at the team the entire season, been consistent the entire season as well. There's no reason to rank him C or below, or at least S. I don't know, maybe S, people could argue, but I think A for sure. Everyone has to agree on that one, or at least B. Then on to note on the Dallas Fuel. A lot of people doubted him this season. I don't understand why people doubted him. Obviously, I kind of get it at the same time because last season was bad. But when I saw Gamsu signed onto this team, no, it was going to be better, and look what happened. His D.Va's back to form. His Sigma was great. I always knew his Sigma was great, especially on Team Canada. He did actually decent things for him to be on Team Canada, even though they were losing all the time. I think Note has been good at this team so far, and when he gets to play those Sigma and his D.Va, those are the only heroes we really see anyways with all these metas happening. So I think to rank Note, I think you can either rate him B or C, and I think for an even point right now, I think we should rank him B. I could definitely see myself moving him C or B. I think it's just a safe spot to put him B right now, but I could easily see myself putting him C at some point in the video. Now on to Meko, another weird off tank. The beginning of the season, he was just not good. He was very inconsistent with the Outlaws, and at one point, I guess you could argue the worst, the worst off tank in the league at some points. But I do gotta say, he made a comeback. He's doing good now in the Outlaws. This is another weird place to rank him. I feel like I want to put him B as well with notes, but I just don't know. This is the thing. This one's gonna be tough to rank, and I feel like some of you guys are having a hard time ranking these two as well. I think for the same thing with Note, a safe spot's gonna put him B, and then when I figure out who's actually in the B tier, we'll move people around for sure. Then we have McGravy, LA Valiant McGravy. I do gotta say, McGravy, I've been a fan of him ever since, back in his Team Envious days, his Envision days, all that. When he went to Florida Mayhem, he did good. LA Valiant, he's doing good as well. I kind of want to put him A as well with Hawk. I think McGravy has been good this entire season. I could probably see myself moving him to B. I kind of want to put him A though. He's been good with the entire season. He's never been bad. Like when I look at LA Valiant, I don't look at McGravy. Even when they were somewhat down some games, I never looked at McGravy for being bad. He's always been good. He's been a leader for the team. I think McGravy's been good for the LA Valiant this entire season. Nothing bad out of him. Now on to Gargoyle. A lot of people doubted him, which I didn't understand because he was good last season coming into this season. And he's showing that as well. Second best team in the league potentially. and he's showing that. And I think there's an argument for for one of these top 2 tiers. I want to put him S because that's his personal opinion, and I feel like a lot of people aren't realizing that these tier lists are personal opinions. These aren't facts. These aren't shown by data. This is just an opinion. So I think Gargoyle is an S tier tank, and I even kind of said that last season, but more of an A tier because he was last minute. I think Gargoyle's been good the entire season. His Sigma's been good, his D.Va was good, especially recently. They've been good. Now on to Hanbin, another tank that's been insanely good. I gotta put him A tier instantly. I could see myself moving him up to S tier instantly as well. Hanbin brought what Paris needed as well for an off-tank upgrade, and he definitely brought that. As soon as he came in, changed the Paris Eternal, and that's all they really needed. They did a lot of good stuff here with the signings for Paris Eternal. Great Sigma, great D.Va. What is there to say bad about Hanbin? He's been consistent the entire season. What is there to say? Now on to KSA, the Vancouver Titans. Okay, so with him, what do I say? Obviously, he has high ping issues, which can or cannot be an argument at this point. We don't know. There's sometimes there is an argument, sometimes there isn't. The only thing I remember KSA doing is getting a triple kill, and that's it. I cannot remember anything else KSA did, and that's it. Now we got Poko. Oh, this is gonna be tough because I'm not putting. Okay, I think Poko's also a potential B or A. Okay, this is gonna be tough. I'm gonna move some things around real quick. Hold on. Okay, so I moved Note and Meko down because also, just in general, Meko's been very inconsistent the entire season, but he is bringing it back. Same thing kind of goes with Note. His beginning was kind of rough, but he's getting better. But I would at least want to put him C for now. Poko's been good at the team. I want to put him A, but also want to put him B. I know what's going to happen because I know how you guys are in the comments. If I put him A, I'm going to see comments like, there's too many in A. And then when I do, I want to somewhat put him where there's at least someone in each tier. Then there's going to be people like, you're trying to make it an even list, so it's bad. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to get anything here. So I want to put him B. But then again, I feel like he's also an A. But they've been using Fury a lot recently. But I think Fury's an A. I think Fury's been better than Poko. So I think Poko's been good for the team the entire season when he has played. He has changed it a little bit. I think Poko's a B. I just think Fury's also better. Speaking of Fury, here he is. I don't think Fury's an S tier yet because he hasn't had as many games as like Gargoyle, for an example. But what Fury has been showing, he's definitely an A tier, in my opinion. And he's showing what he had in Spitfire, and he's bringing it to Philadelphia Fusion. There's nothing else to really say. Everything what I'm saying with these off-tanks is kind of the exact same. They've been consistent, inconsistent. And that's the thing, because every off-tank has been kind of good for their teams this season. And there's nothing really bad to say. And it kind of be like the same thing with the flex supports. They've all been pretty good. Like, look at these off-tanks, and do you think they have been bad? Gargoyle's been insane. Hawk, McGravy, Hanbin, Fury, Poko. Note's making a good comeback. Meko's making a good comeback. And there's KSA. Then there's Punk. I think Punk instantly, because of how many games he's played, C. And this isn't a bad C. This is a good C. He's changing Boston Uprising so far, the amount of time he has played. And the amount of time, we're at least going to put him C because he has obviously hasn't had that many games. I think Punk has been good at the team so far. Literally changing the Boston Uprising. And in the next couple of weeks, we'll see how they do. And if Boston Uprising does good, I will see that as Punk. Because as soon as Punk came in, the entire team changed. I think Punk is making a good change. He's also making Fusions be very aggressive. And I think it's actually been pretty good for Boston Uprising so far. Now we got Choi Hyobin, who is an obvious one where he's going to go as the S tier. He's also been just like consistent. He's been consistent the entire time. Never had that many bad plays, if any in general. He's been good the entire season. Last season, he's been good. What is there to say wrong about him? His D.Va's has been good. When he gets to play Hog, is also fun to watch. We rarely see that though this season. His D.Va's fun. It's always he just does good things. He peels perfectly. Goes with Super, Smurf, whatever. Choi's a good off thing. Now we got Space, the LA Gladiators Space, and Space I think goes to B. I think Space has also been very good at this team. If anything, he's actually the more consistent player out of the entire team. OG's been inconsistent. The support line's been inconsistent. The DPS as well. I think when I look at LA Gladiators, who's been the most consistent is Space. And I do think there is chance of him being A, but we just can't see that because of how inconsistent their team is. I think Space is a perfect B tier of an off tank though. Now we got Nevix. I think we finally found our D tier. You know, when I look at Nevix now, I don't think he is doing that good on Toronto Defiant. I even said that before the season started, where I think he was actually pretty overrated coming into the season. I don't think he was going to be as good as people thought he was going to be because of him not playing mainly on a roster for so long since season 1 of Shock, sitting on the bench of season 2, and then coming into 3, it was going to be tough for him. And no one kind of expected that. I expected that, and what as the performance shows, I expected his performance to be like this. I think it's obvious what happened with Nevix. I didn't think he was going to be that good. Who knows what's going to happen with Toronto Defiant later. They definitely need to sign an off-tank too. Who knows who that was going to be? I bet they were trying to get Janu, but they no longer have Janu. Speaking of Janu, here he is on Washington Justice. This one's going to be a weird one to rank. I think Janu on his... This is all Washington Justice performance. I feel like a lot of people didn't realize that until they actually watched the video on my DPS tier list. With his Washington performance, I'm not going to rank him down here, by the way. He actually changed the team a tiny bit whenever he did play. His off-tank performance was actually really good. And I kind of want to rank him B right now because he made Roar look good, but also kind of went from C. I kind of want to put him B though because he actually still was very good, especially on high ping, which I feel like is not an argument because Janu did a good job on high ping, so I feel like KSA shouldn't have that hard of a job. But then again, I don't know. I don't know how bad ping issue is for Janu. I don't know how bad ping issue is for KSA. But Janu's doing a good job of his ping issues. He's helping Roar. He's actually peeling for his team. He made Justice look a little bit better in their most recent matches. So I think all around, Janu, especially he's fully signed on the team now. So if we expect more performances like this, he's going to do very good. And I think there's potentially a perfect spot is B. I genuinely think that. I just looked over my list and I don't know if I want to make any changes right now. I am looking at it a lot. I think Fury has been good. I can see some people saying move Fury down one. Hanbin's been good the entire season. I can see people saying move Hanbin to S, which I totally get. McGravy's been good the entire season. Same thing goes with Hawk. Poco's been good. Fury's just better in my opinion. Space has been good. Janu's been definitely good on the Justice so far. Note, I think the reason Note and Meko are going to be down here is because they were very inconsistent at the start of the season, but they got better as time has gone on, which is always good. Punk is there because he just recently got signed, but he's changing the team a lot, especially. So C is a perfect spot for him. He could potentially go up to B in the future. Nevix is just... he's just not that good. If I was going to make a team, I'd rather take 3 above him on my team. I just wouldn't take Nevix anymore. I don't know what else to say. KSA, I know they're new, but like... You know, you guys were in contenders. You showed some good, decent performances. I know KSA wasn't with Second Wind, but he was still one of the better players as well. And just in general, in the scenes he was playing in. I think this is a decent tier list, and I know I'm still going to see comments saying, there's too many in A. There's too many above average players. Yeah, I just can't get away from it. Alright, I went after I edited the video, I wanted to make a change here. And I was doing that process in my mind of who I would rather sign and who I think all around is genuinely better. And I made a change, and I feel like this is an actual good change when it comes to my list. It's someone in S and someone in A. You can probably already see the change now, but here are the changes. Hanbin going to S and Gargoyle going to A. And the reason I made this change is because Hanbin, when I said in my entire thing, it's still the same. He's been consistent, and he changes the team as soon as he got in. Gargoyle, he's been somewhat inconsistent, but he's been good. And I'd rather have Hanbin in general. If I was going to make a team, I'd rather have Hanbin. I get more out of Hanbin with his flexibility, and he's more consistent, and he's just all around a better player in my opinion. I think Gargoyle's still good. I think there's potential of him being better than Hanbin and maybe even Choi. That's going to be hard. I think all around this is actually a change out for liking my off tank. If you guys like to see this a little bit more, I'd probably even do this in general if I don't like it when I go back to the list and I watch it. I think this one is actually a good change. I think Gargoyle is at least an A. I didn't like seeing him in S. I like seeing Hanbin in S and Choi in S. I think those are 2 perfect S tier off tanks. And this is the final list now. I ain't coming back now. Anyways, guys, it's going to be for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to join my Discord down below. Also, don't forget to follow my Twitter and my Twitch. And don't forget to hit that bell. And don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I'll see you guys on the next one.